You got to decompress.
Like, shake.
Do a firmware update or whatever.
Right.
Why is Daddy sitting there with his eyes rolling back in his head? Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop.
Oh no, Daddy bricked.
He's recharging his autism.
My eyes just flash blue, and it's got the frowny face from Microsoft. It's like, oh no, Dad blue screen. That's what happens when I die.
Yeah, Dad blue screen, and then I'm at home. I go home from work tired as shit, and they're like, "Oh, Daddy's got the red rings of death."
All right, welcome to the Dad Blast.
Howdy ho, neighbors.
From the Dad Voice Podcast. We'll do the explosion. Yeah, there's that. And hopefully we're funnier than that.
Dude, that was a hell of a
Correspondents
noise.
Dinner.
Yeah, that was look, this is non-politics. This is from a purely comedic perspective. That was fucking awful.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
I was like sick, cringing, because all he did was make whoever wrote his jokes, I'm going to assume it was like Stephen Miller or somebody, because they were just the most cliche, typical kind of jokes that, you know, maybe right-wingers would make, like comparing Caitlin Collins to Dylan Mulvaney and all that. I was like, boo. It's just like, it just wasn't funny. See, you can do those kind of jokes, and it's funny, but he was making he was literally just reading those jokes in between his, like, ranting.
Yeah.
He was like, they were probably at an earpiece, and they were like, don't forget you have to make jokes. He was like, yes, this is fun. Yeah. We're having fun.
And, like, they played the whole 2028 bid, the fourth bid for president as a joke, and it did not.
No, they do. Yeah, they do that shit to soft launch stuff. They're like, oh, he was just joking. He was just joking.
And
no, he wasn't.
Nobody was excited about it, so he's like, maybe we shouldn't do this now.
He looked goofy as fuck with that hat.
Yeah.
Standing there, too, at the dinner.
Yeah, it was... Again, we got real political last week. I don't want to get into the politics of it.
Yeah.
But from a comedic standpoint, it was just not funny.
It was genuinely not funny.
Yeah.
Because it could have been if they did a lot of like self-aware jokes about himself, it would have been funny.
Yeah.
Like legitimately. I could have laughed at that.
I mean,
there was no self-awareness whatsoever.
I look at Obama's, I look at Biden's. I don't think that I ever really watched any of Bush's. So, I have those two to hold in reference to his correspondence dinners. And I mean, obviously, like, one of Obama's correspondence dinners is what started like the blood feud between them.
Yeah, and Trump he was like, that was not the moment I wanted to run for president. Yeah. And he said it like 50 times. So I was like, okay, that was the moment he wanted to run for president.
Exactly the moment he wanted to run for president, because he got his feelings hurt.
Yeah.
And then, Biden, I mean, at least Biden leaned into the fact that he was slipping mentally.
He wasn't even capable of riffing. Yeah. He was only capable of just sticking to the jokes. So that was good.
He's like, I'm too fucking old for any of this. Yeah. And people were like, yeah, that's actually true. That's pretty funny.
I know. I'm old.
That's a good joke, Joe. But yeah, I mean, I think that this is where we're finding out their biggest weakness is they propped up a guy whose charisma ran out 2 terms ago.
Yeah.
And now everybody's like, this was probably a mistake.
It becomes cringe.
Yeah. This was probably
we dragged this out a little too long. The novelty of it is completely worn off.
Yeah. So there was that unfunny bit, and I think that's the most we're going to talk about politics, because like the last Dad Blast was just basically about political shit.
It's like a bad drug, man.
It is.
We just fall into it.
You do, and it's hard because like that's the only thing that's in the news lately is just how awful shit keeps getting. But there's some other stuff.
There's other awful shit we could talk about that's not politically related.
There is, and some good stuff. What have you been up to lately? We'll start there.
Well, I do know a news item that's pretty big. LeBron going to the 76ers.
Okay.
Go ahead and just start greasing the polls now.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know
feel
what
like
that means.
So Philadelphia fans notoriously climb up the light poles when they win championships.
Oh, yeah.
And fall and die.
Yeah.
So it's almost like LeBron going to Philadelphia is a bit of a hazard, and I don't know if they should have approved that because those people are going to die.
I mean,
if they win a championship.
Philadelphia is just notorious for destroying their city.
Yeah.
Even the slightest victories, you know?
Yeah.
They're like, our fucking neighbor won the goddamn scratch off. Burn the city down, you know?
Yeah. Also, just for me, it was the most interesting and exciting place for him to end up for me. I don't know why. It's just something about seeing him in a completely different uniform. He didn't go back to Cleveland. He was like, I gave you all your championship. I'm not coming back to this bum-ass town.
Maybe one day we can have the discussion, because I don't know enough about basketball to really do much, but one day I feel like it would be good to have the discussion about who is the actual GOAT, Michael or LeBron.
Yeah.
That seems
or Kobe.
Or Kobe.
People throw that in there, too, and then the discussion gets heated, and start talking about Colorado and what happened there. And
I'm going to be honest with you. I think if Kobe was still alive, he'd be less included, if that makes any sense. I think that dying early, especially and like before you had a chance to leave the league or whatever, that's going to somehow enshrine you in people's minds as something.
It's like how Oliver Tree's music, like, I mean, I've been listening to it too, because it's something about the scarcity of it. You're like, there's not going to be any more of this.
There will be no more.
I got to go listen to this. And I could tell his YouTube views are just exploding.
Dude, Oliver Tree's music was like really good for just like background listening, like good, easy vibes. I mean, it wasn't, from a musical perspective, Oliver Tree's music was not...
it wasn't complex, or
it wasn't complicated, complex music. It was very simple, but the beats that he made, and
he was still able to make you feel something.
Yeah,
too.
and there is an art to being able to simplify things lyrically without completely dumbing them down, and he had kind of mastered that. He was pretty good at that, because it was very repetitive hooks and stuff like that, but like he
made for TikTok for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But he just had the way of like putting thoughts and feelings into lyrics, and again, wasn't anything crazy, but it was good enough music that I would listen to it. I listened to it before he passed, but after he passed, I started putting his stuff on. I was like, damn, there's a lot more that I hadn't heard.
Yeah,
he's pretty good,
and his gimmicks, and he had great comedic sensibilities too.
That's where I really leaned into him the most, is like he was hilarious with his gimmicks. Every album had like a different vibe that he would bring, and his whole marketing campaign was just him doing that.
And he came up with, and I think lived with, some of those early Vine guys, like Nick Coletti and Getter and stuff. And they all were just, I guess, living together in LA or something, pursuing their dreams together. So
Getter's tribute to him when he passed was fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah, that sucked.
It was
I mean, not sucked, but hurt.
That group of guys, I guess. And it's funny because like Nick Coletti and Getter and the dude, I can't even remember his name, but he's in a bunch of shit now. But he was in, what is that Netflix?
Who, Jimmy Tatro?
It might be Jimmy Tatro. Yeah, I think that's him.
Dude, have you ever watched Simi Valley?
That's what I was just about to talk about. That's I just found it
a few years ago. I loved it, and American Vandal was funny too.
American Vandal was one of the best things that I've ever seen.
That was great.
It was incredible, because we went into that series not realizing it was a mockumentary, because we saw it right when it came out.
Yeah.
And we thought that Netflix was trying to make this incredibly comedic thing. And I mean, you find out in the first episode that, like, obviously this is a mockumentary.
Yeah.
But the way that Netflix approached that, I'm devastated that it didn't continue on. Like, they could have done that with, and I think their biggest downfall was, it was, first season was a dick joke, and then the second season was a shit joke. And I think that after that they were like, well, now we're the dick and shit
We've
joke,
run out of potty things.
Yeah, so
around that time, I think that's when I don't know if you've ever seen Bill Hader's documentary now on Netflix. You would love it too. It's just him making mockumentaries that are they're mocking Vice documentaries.
Oh, okay.
And it's so funny, dude. He ends up like living with a cartel and like shooting gold guns and
That's
stuff after
amazing.
being like a Vice reporter.
I am such a big Bill Hader fan.
Oh yeah.
Like
Documentary
honestly,
now. You'd love it.
Generation of SNL is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
I think that is our Sandler Spade generation.
Oh, for sure. Like Bill Hader. Who's the
Bobby Moynihan.
Bobby Moynihan was funny.
Will Forte.
Who's the racially ambiguous guy?
Yeah, God, I could tell you his name at any other point. Hang on, I know he's in the Mario movie. So
When he played the like blind governor of New Jersey,
New Jersey.
yeah, that was the funniest shit.
What the?
Fred Armisen.
Thank you. There, yes. Fuck, dude. And I could name Fred Armisen at any other point.
And then they had the
low.
Lonely Island guys too, doing
Yeah.
the shorts. Like
They had-
that was a really good time for
Sandberg,
SNL.
and Kenan Thompson is still like the last legacy of that era because he was
Yeah.
very early on in his SNL career when they were in their prime. But like,
And that definitely hooked people like us too because we were used to watching him growing up.
yeah, and it was, man, that was just such a great time. And not to say like there's some, sorry, hang on, let me clean my glasses. There's some funny people on SNL now, and I think that they're just younger, and part of us aging is you just have to acknowledge you don't really get the jokes
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. That era of SNL was definitely made for our age
Yeah.
at that time,
And I'm not the kind of guy that's like too afraid to like, no, bro, I definitely fucking get it. Like I get all the jokes. Like I'm a millennial. Gen Z has now really dominated the comedic landscape, and we're gonna start getting some. Gen Alpha is definitely like creeping in, and
Yeah.
soon the comedic landscape's gonna be dominated by them, right? So it's just part of growing up and realizing. But yeah, dude, Fred Armisen, Bobby Moynihan, which I know we've talked about Bobby on the
Yeah.
multiverse.
I'm disappointed at his like post SNL career because he was very funny in SNL, and it kind of seems like he didn't really take off when he left.
I think that he's just doing what he wants
Yeah.
to do because he does a lot of like cameo stuff. I don't know if you've watched Very Important People. It's
I
on.
think so.
You've probably seen clips of it on the internet. But Bobby Moynihan did that. But yeah, Bobby Moynihan.
Okay, I actually appreciate that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I actually appreciate that he left SNL and didn't do a bunch of just mainstream bullshit.
Yeah.
He's having fun.
Dude, I
and
think-
I take back what I said, and I appreciate you, Bobby Moynihan.
I think he's just doing his side quest shit
Yeah.
right now. Like he's just leveling up because
That would be what I would do.
he also does a ton of voice acting.
Yeah.
So, like, and so does Fred Armisen. Like, a lot of those guys, when you don't see them, they're probably just sitting comfortably on voice acting checks. And that's
Yeah.
what you have to assume because Will Forte, Bill Hader, obviously, like, dudes, I think he's got kids. And so
I think Will Forte was actually my favorite from that era.
Will Forte and Bill Hader together
Yeah.
were an unstoppable team. Like, that, they were so fucking good. They were Mike Myers and Dana Carvey, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like, they were so fucking good together. I mean, one thing I did want to talk about because we're going to do the dad gripe in a second, but one thing I did want to talk about is Dungeon Crawler Carl is a book series that I've started reading. I just finished the first one. I'm working on the second one now. It's actually, when I first started reading it, I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to like this or not. But it's really actually a funny ass book. It's fucking hilarious. And it's actually really good. Like it's very captivating and everything. It's about a guy named Carl. And the earth is, you find out that the earth is like territory of this big conglomerate corporation run by this race of aliens. And
Sounds a little bit like Outer Worlds.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But the race of aliens is coming to collect on debt, I guess, that the Earth has accrued, and through doing that, they just harvest the Earth of its precious materials. And what they do is they make a game, and so they create a game based on something that the people of Earth would understand, and the game for Earth is like a RPG style, like Dungeon Crawl.
Cool.
And it's very cool. I know that probably still sounds very vague and you're kind of like, I'm not sure I follow. if you're into nerdy shit, D&D, sci-fi, RPGs, video games especially, I think it's worth reading. I know you're not even really a big reader. I still think if you could manage the time to sit down and read it, you would enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm on the second book. Dungeon Crawler Carl is getting a TV series. And the guy who does like most of the voice acting for the audiobooks is actually voicing one of the main characters, which is Carl's cat companion, Princess Donut. And so that's exciting news, and that's not political, and it feels good to talk about. So there's that. Also, Ryan Gosling has been casted as the new Ghost Rider. So,
Oh, really?
So that's interesting. I don't think there's much more information other than the fact that Ryan Gosling has been casted as the new Ghost Rider. But Ghost Rider being brought into things, I don't know if you've seen the new Doomsday trailer. It looks pretty cool. It looks like they're finally putting respect on Dr. Doom's name because, in my opinion, he is one of the most savage and unbeatable villains because he's like if you took the magical mastery of Doctor Strange and combined it with the super intellect and like technological prowess of Tony Stark, put it into a bad guy, and he was like, I'm sick of this world and it needs order and I'm the only one to bring it. That's Doctor Doom, and he is super, super badass, and they're finally putting some respect on his name, which is cool. So there's that. I don't think there's much. Oh, I'll be able to give a little more feedback next weekend because next weekend I'm taking my kid to see Spider-Man. The new Spider-Man Brand New Day movie is coming out. It's supposedly the last one with Tom Holland, so we'll see how that goes. Other than that, do you have any news you wanted to hit on?
I think the LeBron thing was the big one.
Yeah, okay.
That was a pretty big one.
Pretty big. Okay, well, then I guess it's time for Dad Gripes.
God.
I'm just going to end up cutting that audio and putting it over the thing because it's so much goofier. All right, it's time for another classic Dad Gripe.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. I got a wife and family and stuff.
No, it's dishwashers, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. So my wife has been, first off, we have a new dishwasher that sucks ass. Like, I don't,
Wow.
this is like one of the first rounds of dishwashers. It's just awful. It's small. It's too small for like really anything. And the top shelf is weirdly structured. It does like it's got like two shelves, then it dips down, and then it's like this. It's bizarre. I hate it. It's awful. And it really reminded me of like what I took for granted in having a really nice dishwasher at the old place. And I mean, we're going to replace it soon enough anyways. I cannot continue to do this.
I can't do it anymore.
But it also brought up the fact that my wife and I have very different ideas of how a dishwasher should be loaded.
Me too.
Yeah. And see, like, I'm a guy, I aim for maximum efficiency. Like, when I see a dishwasher that belongs to us, I learn how it cleans, because some of them have like shoots up through the middle and then just fucking sprays everywhere. Some of them have the helicopter blade that goes top and bottom. Some of them are different. So I learn how it works, and then I stack accordingly. And like our old one, it did the spray, but the spray went counterclockwise. So what I would do is I would stack the bowls in a way that the counterclockwise spin would hit them and get them clean. And obviously we're also not, neither of us thankfully are the type to just put fucking shit with food all caked onto it in the dishwasher.
Yeah,
that's insane.
that feels wrong.
Yeah, it's insane to me. Just like
life isn't a fucking commercial, man.
No,
that does not work. And that's where we disagree, me and my wife. I put them in sideways and she puts them in front ways, whatever that means. And she's like, no, you're putting them in wrong. I'm like, no, you are.
Yeah.
Because I grew up putting them in this way. I'm like, what are we supposed to do? Put our fucking heads in there while it's going and just see where the water sprays?
Right. Well, and so I typically will look up the model. Like,
yeah.
This is how...
Oh, you do it the smart way.
This is how I am about dishwashers.
I just guess.
This is probably
I just guess and make it sound like I'm right.
It's probably going to sound like, wow, this guy's really committed to like cleanliness and everything. No, this is just me being an asshole. But I look up the dishwasher model, I find out exactly how it works, and then I start to load accordingly. But my wife will just do things differently, and I'll like stop her and I'll be like, no, this is not the most efficient way to do this. And I think sometimes she'll do it and she'll take her time so I see her doing it wrong so that I'll just take over and do the dishes. And then I'll be like, you could have just asked me to do the dishes. Like eventually I was going to do it. We've talked about this before on the podcast too. My wife and I are very different people when it comes to how we approach chores. She is a very much got to get everything fucking done before I can sit down and relax. I'm very much I need to relax before I go and get everything done. And
see, I'm like your wife. I can't imagine sitting down and being like, I'm going to relax while I got this stuff to do. I have to do it first.
Yeah. And for me, the whole mindset is like, because I think it's mostly because I have a very mentally draining job, right? So like I work all day. I'm not running around doing anything physical. It's not about the physical. It's just, I just need a minute to like fucking take a deep breath.
You got to decompress.
Like shake.
Do a firmware update or whatever.
Right. Shake the.
Why is Daddy sitting there with his eyes rolling back in his head? Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop.
Oh no, Daddy bricked.
He's recharging his autism.
My eyes just flash blue, and it's got the frowny face from Microsoft. It's like, oh no, Dad blue screen. That's what happens when I die.
Yeah, Dad blue screen, and then I'm at home. I come home from work tired as shit, and they're like, "Oh, Daddy's got the red rings of death."
I would say that the dishwasher has never led to any like truly aggressive arguments, but it is definitely led to my wife and I being frustrated with each other more than anything else. And my wife doesn't like when we argue, because she and I are also very different in that aspect. My wife is someone who likes to just take a minute. She like, if there's something that we're dealing with that like is tense, she's the type that I need to take a minute and breathe and think on it and kind of compose myself and what I need to say. I'm like, we're handling this now. I'm the one who needs to adjust in that scenario, so we're working on it. It's a work in progress. But with the dishwasher, it's not like that. It's like she'll be loading it and I'll come and be like, that's wrong. And I'll just start correcting what she's
That's
doing.
wrong.
And
I'm going to undo all your work right now.
And she's like, are you fucking serious? So, I just, the dad gripe, I think, is that we'll never, ever truly know. I think every dishwasher company should start showing diagrams of exactly how they intend for you to load their dishwasher. And that way, someone can be right.
And you know what the thing is no matter which way my wife and I do it, it always comes out the same. They're clean. So it's like one of those arguments that's not necessary, but you feel like it is. It's got to be.
Well, see, and mine is about maximizing the
space.
The space, like how much potential we can get out of that space. And hers is like, just put the shit in there, run it, get it clean so we can have dinner. And I'm like, I don't care if it is 10 p.m. and we haven't eaten dinner. Those dishes are going to be cleaned the right way.
My big gripe is my daughter and I are both so clumsy. I'm like, babe, can we please move away from glass stuff and just go to plastic or something? Like, I know it doesn't look as good, but
I don't know if you've noticed, but Target sells like plastic plates for like $1 and bowls for $1.
they look glass. If people are walking by, they'll think we're eating and drinking out of glass. That's all that matters.
I don't care if they think we're eating off plastic at this point. It's just saving me some money, so I'll take it. I think that's a good point to stop, because it's been a 30-minute dad blast and we're nice and loose now. But listen, if you're new here, make sure you like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Click all the buttons. If you're listening, make sure you follow us. If you're not already, follow us on all the platforms. That's huge because you get updates. We've updated our videos so far on Spotify. We're up to date. I don't know if you've updated the clips yet, but
most of them.
All right, so we're doing good there. If you are a tired dad like us and you need some energy, you can go to w.gg, use code DADBLAST for 10% off. They reduced our discount amount, so it's 10% off now. But you can get 10% off your order. There's all kinds of good flavors to check out, so you give it a try if you like it. We love Dubby. It works for us. It's a good, clean energy source. So, check it out. Again, that's w.gg. Code
DUBBY.GG.
DUBBY.GG. It's on the screen.
Oh, that's right.
If you're watching, but if you're listening, I'm glad you said that because I don't know if anybody's going to know how to spell W, so that's good. But yeah, W.GG, code DADBLAST, 10% off.
Energy.
Aside from that, did you have anything else you wanted to squeeze in here before we go?
No, it covers it.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.